Hello, grade 9s. Welcome to this online class where I'll be explaining the process of mitosis. So let's get underway. First off, the shape of the day or the shape of the lesson. We're going to start off with the cell cycle. We're going to talk about what it is, followed by mitosis. What are the stages of mitosis? Why does mitosis occur? And lastly, we're going to do a whiteboard activity together so that we can track the chromosomes as they go through different stages of mitosis. Let's start off with the cell cycle. The cell cycle is a series of events that takes place inside the cell as it grows and divides. So imagine we have one cell right over here, and that cell is dying. In order for that cell to procreate and create two new cells, it needs to go through the cell cycle. Hence, the end goal of the cell cycle is to produce two identical daughter cells. There are two phases in the cell cycle. There is interphase, and interphase is when the cell it's getting ready to divide, it's growing, it's getting nutrients. The DNA duplicates. That's interphase. And there's also mitosis. Mitosis is when the cell physically divides. So first off, let's answer the question, why? Why do the cells in our body divide? One example is when an individual is, for example, cutting a vegetable and they accidentally slice their hand. Or let's say you're playing soccer on the turf field, you fall down and you get a turf burn. Whenever you have injury to the skin, those skin cells, they need to rapidly divide to repair the body of whichever organism we're looking at. So repairing yourself is one reason the cells go through the cell cycle. Another reason is growth. In order for a baby to grow into an adolescent and then into an adult and finally a senior, in order to go through those different stages of life, cells need to go through the cell cycle. So this is just a general overview of the stages of mitosis. There are multiple stages, and we're going to break down each stage slowly, one by one, in the next slide. First off, we have prophase. So once again, at this point, the cell has already grown. It's ready to divide. Once the cell gets into prophase, the first thing that happens is the nuclear membrane breaks down. And you have to remember, all of the DNA is in, most of the DNA, is in the nucleus. So the nuclear membrane, it breaks down to let the DNA free. That's prophase. Next, we have metaphase. In metaphase, the sister chromatids, they line along the middle of the cell. Next, we have anaphase, and in anaphase, these sister chromatids, they're getting pulled apart to opposite ends of the cell. And finally, we have telophase. In telophase, that nuclear membrane begins to form again. The diagram shows two nuclear membranes forming. Lastly, cytokinesis. In cytokinesis, the cytoplasm divides, and this is one of the final stages that occur before two identical daughter cells are created. Next, let's go through this whiteboard activity. So I'm just going to share my new screen right over here. Okay, so we have this image that shows the different stages of mitosis. We're going to track 4 chromosomes across each stage. I have my little handy pen right here. So let's start off in interphase. Once again, in interphase, the cell is getting ready to grow. So I'm going to draw 4 chromosomes. I'm going to draw a big red chromosome, a small red chromosome, and once again, you can do this on your own. I'm going to draw a big blue oh, that should be blue, sorry. Oh, that's better. A big blue chromosome and a small blue chromosome. So once again, there's only 4 chromosomes in this cell. If I had drawn 46, it would be a human cell, but because we don't have space, I'm only drawing 4. The blue structure is the cell, the green circle is the nuclear membrane, and those yellow dots, those are centrioles that play an important role later in mitosis. Okay, so we have 4 chromosomes. Now the cell is ready to divide. It goes into prophase. So let's go back to red. At this point, the DNA has replicated. Now, we have those 4 same chromosomes in interphase. They've now replicated to produce sister chromatids. The green circle is gone because, like I mentioned, the nuclear membrane breaks down in prophase. Once we get to metaphase, those 4 chromosomes, they line along the middle of the cell. So let's draw the big red one here. Let's draw the small red one here. Let's draw the big blue one beside it, and then the small blue one beside it. And they're shaped in an X-like manner. When we get to anaphase, those chromosomes begin to drift apart to opposite ends of the cell. I like to draw a V shape to indicate that. So we have the big red one going up there, the other one going down there. The small red one, the small red one. We have the big blue one going up there, and the small blue one. And now this is when the centrioles come in. Why are those chromosomes going to opposite ends? Is it just magic? No. Those centrioles are pulling the chromosomes. They're pulling them towards opposite ends. So that's the function of the centriole. When we get to telophase, we now have those chromosomes at opposite ends. I'm going to draw a big red one there, a small red one there, a big red one there, a small red one there. Big blue one, small blue one, big blue one, small blue one. In telophase, the nuclear membrane begins to form again. So I can draw a green circle around this if I wanted to. Same thing here. And finally, after telophase, we get 2 daughter cells to be created. We have 2 daughter cells that are created. A big red one, a small red one, here and here. And then a big blue one and a small blue one. And now if you compare the cell here with these cells over here, you'll notice that they're identical. So mitosis, the end goal is to produce 2 identical daughter cells, and by tracing 4 chromosomes through each stage, we've seen how these 2 daughter cells are created. So that's it for today's lesson. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and if you have any questions, you can comment below. Thank you.